evening, and I welcome you to a transformative program, Politics and Beyond. My name is Emmanuel Wilson Jr., the Chief Crusader Against Corruption here in Ghana. It's always exciting to come your way, and I keep saying so because this is a platform, the only platform that you need to glue yourself to if you are really interested in building a good future for this country. We build a future, we discuss topical issues that will help us build a better future. If not for our sake, at least for the sake of our next generation, because that is very, very important. As always, you can get interactive with us using the social media links on the screen, including the WhatsApp line that will be exhibited on the screen, and at the appropriate time, it will be read for you. Remember, prior to 2024 elections, this was one of the strongest platforms when it comes to matters concerning Galamsey, and was personally dear to my heart because we were seeing the effect of it. And worst off was when we got the revelation that very soon, if we don't take care, we will be importing water, drinking water into this country. And we were speedily depleting and messing up all our water bodies. Individuals like us who are also into the export business will tell you that some of the raw materials that we export from this country are declined simply because when you go into the FDA tests and all the necessary tests, we are told that there are particles in it to vote against them. I'm happy to record or tell you that most of those individuals lost their seats. And so it tells me that clearly we are all committed to protecting and securing the future of this country. This evening, we are going to have another conversation on it. We are going to find out where we have gotten to so far, whether or not we are making improvement, whether or not we are making, losses. We are going to have an extensive conversation on it. And I'm so happy that we have one person that I personally admire so much. I love to listen to. The other day, remember I was telling you about the late Mutala. And I say he's one person when it comes to communication I admire so much. I am also privileged to announce to you that I have another person when it comes to the field of communication. And I've encouraged most of you that if you want to be a communicator, especially political communicator, these are the individuals you need to learn from. We are going to take a quick commercial break. And when we come back, I'll introduce to you the guests that we have for this evening's episode. And you really appreciate what I'm talking about. Stay tuned.
If a cry na menyisika, etia ye mefui.
Ehin fapa na menya bosia edi atre medwuma yimu.
Kai kra mabre me busia ato taxi fofo. Suhum Rural Bank.
Suhum Rural Bank.
Yemamwa kwa baba Suhum Rural Bank. Ye won hyehyɛ ahodo bi te sɛ dwadifo abosia, ekwokuo bosia, susu account, and it does all savings account. Me bada chain savings account and then the keka ho. Suhum Rural Bank was 034229186. Now one so what to me aka say.
Suhum Rural Bank. Ama ene mayeka una.
Suhum Rural Bank. Enti me pa minie.
Me damwase.
Suhum Rural Bank, growing our heritage.
The average human body mass should have at least 60% water for optimal performance in any physical or mental exercise. We can help you maintain it naturally.
A lucky box revokes and reveal your cash prize. It's that simple.
Win massive, up to 500,000 Ghana cedis. Don't miss your chance. Players all over Ghana are winning now.
I won!
What are you waiting for? Dial *426*5# or visit www.megacashluckybox.com and play on our web portal. The minimum to play is 5 Ghana cedis. Your lucky box could be holding that big cash prize. Mega Cash Lucky Box. Dial *426*5# and win instant cash today. Don't wait. Remember, terms and conditions apply and is annually approved on the Caritas Lottery platform.
Welcome back. My name again is Emmanuel Jr., the Chief Crusader Against Corruption here in Ghana. And as I indicated before we went on the commercial break, this evening's conversation is going to be centered on the fight against Galamsey, as we've been doing before the elections. It is just prudent that after the elections, we'll have a conversation on it again and to assess where we have gotten to. It is just prudent. And I believe that this platform owes you, the viewer, this duty. And that is why this evening we are extremely privileged to have with us a man who needs no introduction. And he needs no introduction because there's a brain, a gem, when it comes to matters of land, when it comes to matters of the environment. Interestingly, he's a man of many backgrounds: lands, energy, also former member of parliament, a lawyer. I'm just making reference to your own, my own, our own Honorable Inisa Fuseni. Honorable, welcome.
Yeah, Wilson.
And beyond.
Long time.
Long time. Where have you been?
So
we've just been talking on phone.
Yes.
It's been a while since we saw
and let me congratulate you.
Thank you.
Leading up to the 2024 elections,
yes,
you did a lot of work.
Thank you.
I remember anytime I saw your call, I said, this man is going to reveal something about corruption.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, you took the fight a notch higher.
That's
right. And I think that we are all beneficiaries of it. Anybody who listened to you, and people, I've said it to you, people never associated you with any political party. So you were doing it really for the people of Ghana.
That's
you were doing it because you thought you had the responsibility. And you do to help prevent corruption in this country.
Right.
Thank you so very much for wonderful work done.
Thank you. It's really a privilege.
And I hope you are continuing with that.
I am committed to it, and I'm continuing with it. As I keep saying, it is for the sake of, if not for us, at least the little we can do for the next generation. Our children and our children yet unborn. And so I'm doing it. And I also want to thank you that you are one of those individuals who were encouraging me. I mean, I had a lot of people encouraging me. The fight against corruption hasn't been easy. If you want to fight corruption, corruption will fight you.
Yeah.
And so you always need people, at least just to give you words of encouragement. And I'm happy I have been leaning on you among other individuals. But Honorable, I mean, 2024 elections is gone. We've entered into a new year. 8 more months, or we've gotten 8 months into the new year, the new administration. The fight against Galamsey, not corruption. The fight against why am I making reference to corruption? Anyway, today we are not discussing corruption, but the fight against Galamsey. What is the current state?
So first of all, Emmanuel Wilson,
yes,
you need not apologize for using corruption instead of Galamsey.
Right.
Galamsey is corruption.
It's corruption. Fantastic. That's very true. It's true. It's an example of corruption. Very true.
Now, what we have gotten to is to put Galamsey and its activities on the radar. I try to formalize the regulations that will ensure we have responsible and sustainable mining. Make it an offense that clearly will not be an exception to anybody. I mean, so anybody who is engaged in illegal small-scale mining today knows that he has no place to hide, and that if he is caught, he will be punished. We'll also make it a high-risk activity for political office holders. So if you're a political office holder presently under His Excellency John Dramani Mohammed's administration, and you engage in, or you are perceived to be engaged in illegal mining activities, I mean, you will suffer the penalty for it. And so the communications appear to be directed towards, first of all, making everybody understand that the impunity that characterized the activities of illegal small-scale miners must come to an end.
Right.
And then to put a level of transparency on the activities of those who are doing legal small-scale mining. We have also, as part of the broader objective of maximizing our natural resource and the benefits that will accrue to this country, have established the Gold Board. And what has happened within the last 8 months, or these 8 months, will clearly convince anybody who is interested in understanding what government is doing, that we were losing a lot, that there was a moral hazard, that our environment was being damaged catastrophically, and then we were not receiving any benefits from the mining activities, or were receiving insignificant benefit from the small-scale mining sector. Today, 8 months down the line, with the introduction of these new policies, look at what has happened to the economy of Ghana.
Right.
I mean, we have been able to mobilize close to $8 billion from the small-scale mining sector. That has helped in stabilizing the economy of this country, stabilizing our city. And so government is looking holistically at how to ensure that we mine the resources of this country. And Ghana is blessed with a lot of resources, but we must mine it sustainably. Galamsey is just theft, stealing our gold.
Okay.
Because when the illegal small-scale miners go and mine, they don't account for the gold.
They don't account.
They don't account for the gold. And now they leave the ditches open.
Yeah.
They leave the pits open. They leave the environment ravaged and destroyed. And then we have to look for resources elsewhere and to go and remediate the land.
Yeah.
And then they dance around saying that they have made money through mining.
Exactly.
Meanwhile, we are paying heavily for their activities.
Yeah.
Our water bodies are being destroyed. Our water bodies you just showed one of the river bodies.
On the screen,
our water bodies can no longer sustain life. And so all the fishes, or most of the fishes, are dead. Those who were living their lives, or whose lives depended on fishing, can no longer fish in the water bodies. Now, you just mentioned about chemicals being found in our products.
Exactly.
These are the
alarming.
Sanitary and phytosanitary conditions. And if we are going to export to the European Union or to America or most of countries, your products must pass the sanitary and phytosanitary conditions.
That's right.
Meaning, sanitary means that your products must be hygienic. Phytosanitary conditions, your products must not have chemicals, some substances, residue of substances in the product, which can compromise or affect the health status of people. And you recall that in 2004 or so, the European Union had warned us that our cocoa was having difficulties
being accepted.
And so we must we had to improve on the sanitary and phytosanitary conditions of our cocoa. And because they were seeing traces of substances in our gold. You recall in the US, our yam was rejected.
Exactly, yeah.
It failed to meet,
true.
It failed to meet
the standard. The requirements.
So really, I always say that Galamsey is not only attacking us physically as a people, but it's also attacking the moral, the economic fiber of this country.
That's right.
If our cocoa fields are being destroyed, our cocoa beans are being tested and rejected, or threatened, with threatened rejection, our yams are being rejected. And so these are economic activities that the people of Ghana engage in. And the threat of rejection is directly linked to the presence of chemicals in these products. And these chemicals are as a result of the wanton destruction of our environment consequent upon illegal mining.
Right.
So no matter how you look at illegal mining,
Exactly.
we have to fight it.
There's one issue you raised which is of interest to me. You describe illegal mining or galamsey as a theft, stealing.
Yeah, stealing.
Which is absolutely illegal as far as our criminal code is concerned. The worrying part is this. Just last week's episode, we had the opportunity to discuss small arms violence with Dr. Adam Bona. And one of the things he made mention of was the fact that these individuals engage in illegal mining. The state is struggling to fight illegal mining or galamsey simply because these people are in possession of, guns. Flip side, you hear governments upon governments or some individuals making strong argument that, okay, these people, that is their livelihood. So let's give them an alternative livelihood. If we're able to do that, then we can take them out of galamsey. Yet you are describing it as an illegal thing.
Punishment. That's one offense.
Up to 1989.
So in 1989, the government of Jerry John Rawlings came to the conclusion that the unemployment rate was high. The people of this country, in particular the young men who had completed secondary school, were finding it difficult to get engaged. And it appeared to them that they were being drawn to the small-scale mining sector. So what do? You create an avenue for them to be able to mine and regulate their activities.
Okay. Yeah.
So that was why in 1989, as part of the mining sector reforms, artisanal and small-scale mining was legalized. Now, that also led to the formation of the Precious Minerals Marketing Company, because there was also
PMMC.
Because there was also no avenue for gold or mineral resources to be traded locally. So if you legalize small-scale mining and the small-scale miners won gold or diamond or whatever, what were they going to do with it? So you needed an institution to purchase the minerals won by the small-scale miners. And so PMMC was established. Now, because the large-scale miners were not processing their...
Yes, in Ghana. That's right. Yeah, they were taking it outside.
Now, you also will realize that in 1989, government had come to the conclusion that it had obligation only to provide employment for Ghanaians. So to deal with the unemployment menace that was facing Ghana, small-scale mining was legalized and made exclusive to Ghanaians.
So that's how it started?
That's how it started. Government recognizing and accepting its obligation to provide employment, taking cognizance of the fact that young men were being drawn to the small-scale artisanal mining sector, which was then illegal. Government was spending a lot of resources in fighting them. They were running battles here and there under Jerry John Rawlings. And so government came to the decision that, look, let's solve this problem, this social phenomenon. We can't provide jobs. The people want to do mining. Let's legalize it for them and make it exclusive. So any person who was a non-Ghanaian, and that's the law up to today, has no right to engage in small-scale mining or artisanal mining.
But that's interesting because there are lots of foreigners who are in it as we speak, especially the Chinese.
Yes. So when the Chinese came, when they started coming in, and I got this information when I went to the ministry. They initially were not involved directly in small-scale mining. They were providing resources and expertise. And when I say resources, including machines. So we didn't know Shanfan.
Yeah, that's true.
Shanfan is a Chinese word.
It's a Chinese word. That's true.
And so they brought it because we didn't actually know were using the crude method of processing for gold in the small-scale mines and artisanal. And China had been engaged in small-scale mining for a very long time, so they had the experience. And you needed money to be able to do that. So the Chinese, when they came initially, they were hiding behind the Ghanaians and giving them their monies and their resources to mine for them.
They were like investors.
They were like investors.
Interesting.
Okay?
Yeah.
And you know, as the business developed, they were charlatans also in the business.
Yeah.
So some Ghanaians will take their money and not do what?
Do the mining.
And not do the mining.
They run with the money.
They run with the money. So they started getting involved. Directly. And some Ghanaians were then selling their concessions to them. Now, so it came to a point where they were no longer selling concessions. They were just going around destroying. You get the chiefs, give them asida money, and then
they take the land
and get to the land, buy the cocoa on the land, and then dig for gold. Our regulatory bodies were not that strong. The Water Resources Commission, the Minerals Commission. We didn't have district mining officers all over the place. And so it was difficult to monitor those who were doing illegal small-scale mining because they were not under radar.
Yeah.
You didn't grant a license to somebody, so he's not known.
Exactly.
So, I mean, somebody digging up a place in Ofinso, how do you know that he's illegal or illegal?
Illegal,
and the district mining company. So this is how the thing just went through the roof. Then between 2012 and 2013, gold prices
escalated.
So
very lucrative.
Lucrative became a very lucrative activity. So many young people started getting drawn into that. But again, small scale and artisanal mining is limited to only Ghanaians. Only Ghanaians can do it. It doesn't matter where you come from. You must be a Ghanaian to be able to engage in small scale mining. And we did that as a country because we thought that, and rightly so, that the responsibility of government is to provide employment for Ghanaians.
Right.
And if Ghanaians wanted to mine, then let's legalize it for them and ensure that their activities will be regulated. Any foreigner or any non-Ghanaian engage in small-scale mining in whatever form, whether you are providing mine support services, or you are directly engaged in mining, or you are buying the minerals won from is an illegal activity.
This is a brilliant history giving, and we really appreciate that. It started as a job creation avenue.
Yes.
In 1989. Prior to 89, it was absolutely illegal. Government decided that we are going to create jobs, and so we legalized the operations, the activities. Then came the foreigners who, to date, are not supposed to be part of.
No.
It raises the issue of enforcement. But before we even get to the issue of enforcement, over the past years, from 89, we've had different presidents. Indeed, this Fourth Republic, we've had a number of presidents, though all under either NDC or NPP. As long as none of them have seen the wisdom in reversing or repealing the law that makes small-scale mining legal, it also suggests to me that they are in support of the rationale being job creation. From 89 to date, have we been able to create sustainable jobs
for mining?
This medium? Yes.
A lot of people have become rich, except that those who are engaged in illegal small-scale mining have conflicted with those who are engaged in illegal small-scale mining.
Yes.
So you see the miners walking about rich, but you are not able to tell whether they got rich through legal small-scale mining or illegal small-scale mining. In fact, the idea was, if you found a Ghanaian who was engaged in small-scale mining, you prayed and hoped that Ghanaian will develop capacity to move into medium scale or large scale mining.
Large, sure.
Okay.
Sure.
So
Sure.
there was actually a pathway for Ghanaians who wanted to do small scale mining.
Yeah.
And that if they acquired the expertise, they should be able to go higher into medium scale or large scale mining. That is why now, when you look at the NDC manifesto, the mining sector has been divided into small scale, medium scale, and large scale. Because initially or originally, it was just small scale mining, small scale artisanal mining, and large scale mining. But you realize that most Ghanaians cannot just move from the small scale mining into large scale mining. And so they decided to recategorize the area mining activities in this country to include medium scale.
Okay, so that is fine. Then the other one, now we move into the enforcement of it, because it looks like even though we've legalized it, we are not able to enforce, to ensure that individuals who don't have permits will not enter into it. That's one aspect. To even ensure that foreigners who are not supposed to be there are also engaging in it. That's also another thing. Do we have any issue with the current laws, legislative instruments that we have?
We have issues. But let me come to enforcement.
Right.
Enforcement is straightforward. We know a Ghanaian, okay? And there are certain features that a Ghanaian has.
Yes.
So if you see a person who doesn't seem to have those features, engage in small scale mining, straight away, profashi, we call it in law, we say profashi. On the face of it.
On the face of it, the fact speaks.
The fact speaks for itself. That fellow is not a Ghanaian. Okay, and that fellow cannot do small scale mining.
Right.
So when you find Chinese, I'm not saying that there are Chinese who are not Ghanaian. I mean, some Chinese are Ghanaians.
Ghanaians, that's true.
But if you just see a Chinese or a fair-skinned person doing small scale
that
and
should raise
artisanal
an issue.
that should raise an issue.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, because you know on the face of the law, he's not supposed to do that. And that's why when His Excellency launched Operation Clean Up the Mining Sector in 2013, it was hugely successful because more than 5,000 Chinese were deported. It was very easy.
That's true.
You go to a small scale mining site, you find them. So you're not supposed to be here. All the Ghanaians are you a Ghanaian?
No.
If you're not a Ghanaian, you're not. Why are you there? So it was easy. Those who were Chinese and Ghanaians, and I know one or two who are Ghanaians, nobody said anything to them. They were engaged in lawful small scale mining. But those who were non-Ghanaians had to be deported. Okay? Now, then we found about 190 West African nationals. Because they look Ghanaian.
Okay, that's right. Very true.
They look Ghanaians. And so if you arrested someone who was doing illegal small scale mining, and you wanted him to come and prove that, I mean, the proof of being a Ghanaian was on him.
Exactly.
So where's your Ghanaian passport? Where do you come from and those things? Now, so we got about 190 or so. We got Russians who are also
Russians
doing,
in it?
In it. Also doing small scale mining. Okay? And so the whole thing is that, like you said, it's enforcement.
Yeah.
But the system, that's why I said don't apologize for calling it corruption. The system had so been corrupted that the traditional authorities, the political authorities at the local level, the law enforcement institutions had all been corrupted. I remember when we were fighting it, the immigration service, we got evidence that most of the Chinese came in on visitors' visas, and they were given residence permits. Some came in through Togo, and immediately they set foot. They had people within the Ghana Immigration Service who were facilitating their residential status. Corruption.
That's sad.
That's sad. I remember telling the then head of immigration that he ought to clean his staples, or if not, we will clean it for him.
For him, right.
Okay? So the institutions went to Dunko Onofin by the laws of this country. You cannot put an object, a receptacle, on the water body for dredging purposes.
That's right.
Unless you are lawfully dredging the water body. And even if the state is dredging the water body, the state sells that sand.
Right. Right.
Now, so we went to Dunko Onofin when Chichewure small-scale miners had a pit collapse and about 9 of them died. Then that pit was closer to the pra.
Okay.
No, often.
Okay.
So we went to after inspecting the collapse pit, we decided to just walk to the water body.
Right.
In the company of Lulate, then National Security Coordinator, the Chief Executive, the District Police Commander, and a host of other officials from the Minerals Commission. And we saw about 9 or so champagnes on the water body. So I turned and asked the District Chief Executive, so what are these things doing on the water body?
Exactly.
And you know what? They were numbered.
Numbered?
Yes.
Which means what? They knew of it.
First of all, that's knowledge. Number 2, that means they were taking revenue.
Exactly.
Somebody is rent seeking. Yeah. Okay? Meanwhile, by law, the Water Resources Commission law, you can't do that. I can ask whether the chief executive, whether he didn't know that was in contravention of the law. So it's enforcement.
That is where the corruption comes in. Yeah.
Corruption, that's where, you see that where the corruption comes. That's why I said,
that's right.
So the district chief executive did not know of this, because the district chief executive is the highest political authority.
Exactly.
He didn't know. The police commander who was in our company didn't know. But who were the owners of the champagne?
That's the next question. Yeah.
And they could not detect. So BNI, who were there in the district,
gathering information, intelligence, and all that, they didn't know.
So you can now continue asking the question. So who knew that the champagnes were there? Who approved that they should be on the water body? So that's the corruption.
That's right.
The district mine officer didn't know. This person who was doing the leader of the illegal miners, was known to the Minerals Commission.
Exactly.
I mean, one large. I've left my hand over notes in the car. I would have read it out to you. They knew him. But how come that they were not able to stop him? They knew him. So enforcement has been our bane. And you know why it's worrying? Because the state itself has recognized and accepted that small-scale mining can be beneficial to the state.
Exactly.
In fact, in the 8 months of John Dramani Mahama, we are seeing how a regulated small-scale mining can actually benefit the state.
Yeah, obviously.
So we created a platform, an enabling environment for Ghanaians, dutiful, respectful, law-abiding citizens to take advantage of the legal regime and acquire licenses to mine.
So we can regulate
them.
Yeah.
Some have decided that they won't. Why they won't? That's why it's not like robbery.
Right. Okay. This
Why they won't? You simply cannot.
Can it also be that probably the process involved is very cumbersome, is frustrating, and so they would rather decide not to go through the process but do their own thing?
No, the process is not cumbersome. How can the process be cumbersome when some of your compatriots
are able to
go
through?
That's
also it. Yeah.
Okay. So that is why we must fight those who are. Because if there were no opportunity, they say, oh, there's no opportunity, so you can only do it illegally.
Right.
But there's an opportunity to do it legally.
We are not stopping you from doing it. Just do it legally.
so that we can have an opportunity. You said it today in your introduction.
Yeah.
There must be intergenerational equity.
Exactly.
The gold resource is a finite product. When it's gone,
It's gone.
it's gone.
Yeah.
But we will still be in Ghana. Our offsprings will be in Ghana. So what are we leaving for them? I shudder to think if our ancestors had behaved the way we are
What
behaving.
would have happened to us?
To us.
Exactly.
So everybody must be alive to his responsibility to live an environment that can support the future generation.
Right.
And we can only do that if we regulate our activities. It is not for nothing that the Environmental Protection Act came into being. Because any activity that impacts the environment must be regulated.
Exactly.
Must be regulated. You see, so that is why we have to fight illegal small-scale mining. These people who are engaged in illegal small-scale mining are criminals to the core. They are destroying our future.
Yeah.
They are posing an existential threat to future generations. They are motivated by greed. And they are denying the country resources that could be used for the benefit of all.
That's worrying.
That's worrying.
That's really worrying, you know.
You get it?
Yeah.
And that's why we must fight it. That's why nobody should tolerate that activity.
The unfortunate thing is, I mean, just like you've said, clearly, and I'm so happy we are having this blunt conversation because that is what this platform is about. But it is so clear that enforcement is now next to nothing. We are unable to enforce. There's this group, Ghana Coalition Against Galamsey.
Yeah.
They have called consistently for a state of emergency. What do you make of that?
Yeah, so they called for the state of emergency in 2024.
Right.
I supported it. I saw the data and the water bodies, the number of children who were suffering from mining-related sicknesses and diseases.
Yeah.
The pregnant women who were losing their pregnancies because of the presence of hard chemicals.
Sure.
The increases in renal problems in this country. The cutting down of our cocoa trees, the pollution of our water bodies. So it appeared to me then that we were on the verge of crisis, apocalypse. And so the way to deal with that was to our forest reserves were being mined were being mined with impunity. So it appeared to me that we needed to take a drastic action. Desperate problems require desperate measures. So we needed to take the decision. The civil society came out with the state of emergency. I supported them.
Do you still support it?
I still support it. I still support it, but with an exception.
Okay.
Because even recently, on another network, I said that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama had a moral responsibility, a restoration of moral integrity, because he had also supported it, and to impose a state of emergency. Because I thought then, and I still believe that the state of emergency gives enormous powers to the security agencies to deal with the menace.
Exactly.
But after making that statement, I engaged, and they said, "Oh, sir, exactly what the state of emergency will do is what we are doing.
Okay.
We are sending the security men after them. They are being arrested. We are tracking the importation of excavators. We are reclaiming our forest bodies, our forest reserves. We are putting water guards on our water bodies to ensure that people don't pollute the water. We are ensuring that anybody engaged in small-scale mining will no longer have a place to hide. But be assured that anytime we come to the conclusion that it is necessary to impose a state of emergency, we will not hesitate to impose it, even if in targeted areas. So I felt satisfied.
Right.
They appreciated the urgency of the matter and the need to do something. and they were doing it. Except that they said, look, let's for now tarry slowly on in the imposition of the state of emergency until we have exhausted other remedies. And so, and the government is doing that.
Okay. What are the? I'm not sure whether you'll be in the position to help us with this, but my viewers want to know, especially those who are in the illegal mining. Now they want to move and legalize it. Can you tell us the process involved? Do you have an idea?
You identify an area.
Yes.
You do a cadastral of the area. Then you go take it to the Minerals Commission for them to superimpose on the general area and see whether anybody has been registered onto that land.
Okay.
Now, if nobody has been registered onto that land, you begin the process of acquisition. The acquisition will involve community engagement because the right of the community to approve or disapprove of that activity still inheres in the community.
Right.
Okay. So I will say that part of the way we can fight Galamsey is civil action.
Okay.
The communities where mining takes place. If the people decide that, the chief and the people decide that, no, even if you receive a license, we won't allow you to mine. We don't want mining.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
That's it. Because the mines are under the surface of the land.
Exactly.
Okay, and so we will say, no, we have surface rights.
Exactly.
And we won't allow you to go there.
To go down.
Okay. Now, when government comes to mine, government will have to show that we can mine without disturbing the ecosystem.
Right.
And if the people are actually in favor, then they can give their approval. But they must be community engagements. And when all that is done, and the Minerals Commission is satisfied that you have gone through all the motions, then they give you a license. Now, the problem, when I was there, the problem that came out was that the chiefs were saying that, well, we sit here and they bring the license. And they say that, well, the land is at this area. We don't have the technical ability to know whether where the land that has been contained in the license is exactly where they are mining. And so the illegal small-scale miner exploited the situation. They could use one license and go dig it everywhere.
Yeah.
So that's why stakeholder engagement is important. So that the Minerals Commission, especially the district mining officer, if mining license is granted to a person, the mining officer must be able to work with the community to let them know exactly where the small-scale miner ought to operate and how he is to operate, so that the community can then monitor the activities of the small-scale miner.
Aside enforcement coming from the state, will you say that the traditional leaders, chiefs, queen mothers, opinion leaders, have they failed us in the fight against Galamsey?
So when they realized that they could not stop the fight, they joined the fight.
That's an interesting one. Yeah,
so
if you can't beat them, just join them. Yeah.
So they joined them. They joined them. That's why I always honor the memory of Sohini. Came to my office, I had called the chiefs for a meeting. They were really complaining about their monies that were owed them by the government, because they had given out lands for mining and their entitlements were not coming to them. So my interest, because that was what they were complaining about, was really within the stool lands.
Okay.
The stool lands was part of the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources.
Right.
Royalties. But my interest was how to recruit them to join me in the fight against illegal mining. Because as a lawyer, I know that there is no land in Ghana that is not owned by somebody.
Yeah.
And so no matter how strong a person is, no matter how armed a person is, you can't just go onto land and start mining.
Mining, yeah.
You must first go to the chief's house. And there are motions that you go through to get the legitimacy, the license, the local license, traditional license to mine. And so I always ask myself what the chiefs were doing to enforce the laws of the land and support government in the fight against small-scale mining. Often Sihine told me in the company of other chiefs that there was no small-scale mining happening in Offenso because he didn't like it.
Oh,
and within the Ashanti Kingdom, he told me that Offenso has the largest amount of parcel of land, but there was no illegal small-scale mining happening there at his time. I don't know of now.
No, yeah.
And so he said, "Oh, the chiefs can stop it." I said, "No."
I agree.
Yeah,
the chiefs can stop it if they
told me,
really want to. Yeah.
The late Offenso, he told me that the chiefs can stop it if they really want to stop it. They'll stop it. Because you can't come onto my land and mine if I don't want you to mine.
Even if you have the license and I don't want you to mine,
you can't mine. So you see why you need stakeholders in this fight.
I agree.
Because the state cannot be everywhere.
Yeah.
The people, there are citizens or members of community or the communities where mining takes place who don't like the mining. Who don't like it. But the illegal miners are destroying their cocoa farms. They are destroying their source of livelihood.
Yeah.
And they are seeing that they're doing that with impunity. No one is checking them. They dig under people's homes. No one, their homes are collapsing. And they seem to get away with everything. So again, the community members, if you can't beat them,
you join them. Because it really makes sense. If I'm in a community
and I don't like
what is happening because it is affecting me, and yet no one is stopping it, I better join and be part of the
and I have no capacity to
stop it.
So you see why that the thing has spread like bushfire in the Hamatan.
But that's also another issue that I want us to address. Where in a particular community, the people are not in support, but the chief is in support.
But that is the traditional. That's the chief will win. Because that trust relationship between for ownership, land ownership, between the people who are subjects of a stool or a skin and the chief has now metamorphosized into ownership.
Yeah.
But it was a trust relationship. The chiefs were holding
it in trust
for the
but
people.
Now they feel
they are the owners.
Yeah.
They are the owners of the land.
Maybe
because in the fight for the land, in the fight to establish the communities, no other person's grandfather or ancestor was holding two swords.
Exactly.
All our fathers and grandfathers
fought equally
and secured the land. And that is why, as a subject, if you go to the chief for a land, you get a life interest.
That's true.
But a stranger gets a 99-year lease.
Exactly.
A leasehold. But you will get a freehold.
Freehold.
Because it's a recognition of the fact that in the fight to secure the land, our ancestors fought equally. Now, but the chiefs do not respect it now. They are the owners. And that's why there's impunity.
So then probably, as I said earlier, the chiefs, we can see, to a large extent, have disappointed us when it comes to the fight against Galamsey. Because just like the Offensohene, the late Offensohene, if you are a chief and you listen to, or you have the interests of your citizens at heart, and you know very well that this particular activity is not going to help your generation or the next generation, you can say no to it.
Yes.
And so for you not to say no and allowing it to happen, aside the law enforcers, the police and the rest, and I'm not holding brief for them, aside us realizing that due to corruption, they are not enforcing the way we should also be looking at the chiefs. Can we encourage our citizens and say that in any jurisdiction where your chief is in support of it, find a way of destooling the chief?
But the citizens don't have. It's not a democratic right vested in the citizens.
Anyway, that process must also come from the same palace, which is headed by the chief. So how then do you go about it? I agree very well. There's also another one that has to do with the politically exposed persons. So we've talked about the enforcers, we've talked about the chiefs, the traditional leaders, the politically exposed persons. We are always of the view that because we have politically exposed persons in the illegal activities, the fight of it becomes very difficult.
Yes.
How do we take care of that? How do we deal
so
with
you
that?
need the president who has executive authority under Article 58 to manifest a political will.
The political will comes in here.
Because you see, you are a political leader.
Yeah.
Very powerful, a party leader, very powerful. You are associated with the government or the president or a minister, so you are powerful. The people see you that way.
Exactly.
So you go and you are engaged in an illegality, especially you are mining illegally. Everybody knows you are doing it, but nobody can confront you. Or they confront you behind your back because they know you are powerful.
Yeah.
Now, but if the matter comes to the attention of government, government must have a political will to investigate the complaints. That's the only way government secures its legitimacy in the fight. It's just like the Bimovers have a saying that if your mother is accused of being a witch, to acquire the legitimacy to deal with other people's mothers, you must first of all deal
with yours. That's an interesting one. You must first of all deal with yours. Then you can have the moral right to go and deal with others. But for instance, I remember the erstwhile administration, it came up that the then, I don't know whether she is still, but the women organizer, national women organizer of the MPP, Kate was involved in it, where her excavators and others were taken and were burned. This administration, there has been an allegation on some of the national officers of the NDC, and currently they are under investigation. Is it a matter of we just choose and pick? So if we know genuinely that there are about thousands of politically exposed persons, the government of the day will just pick one or two and use the person as a scapegoat. And that is why we are still not being able to fight it when it comes to politically exposed persons being part of it.
I don't support scapegoatism.
Right.
A person commits a crime, he must be punished.
That's right.
He shouldn't be used as a scapegoat, he must be punished. But that is why I commend His Excellency John Dramani. It's not that they saw these officers who were named and referred, their conduct referred to Yoko. It's not that they had excavators, which excavators were bent. It's not that they were accosted doing small-scale mining or illegal small-scale mining. It's just that information was filtering through that they were engaged in that.
Just information.
Just information. And many journalists, others were reporting that they were engaged in it. And so when that information came to the president, he acted through the Attorney General. He acted on that information. That is what fighting a menace or a canker is all about.
It's all about.
To act on information. It's not that he's condemned them to punishment. We need to understand and establish the veracity of the claims. You can't be fighting a crime in the dark.
That's right.
You can't be fighting shadows. So this allegation has been made against two national officers. We are not there with them.
That's right. Yeah.
But we have an institution of state that can investigate that. So he refers their conduct, the alleged conduct, to the investigators. And that's what I've always said when even Nana Akufo-Addo was in power. That you find, and I became disappointed. And said that their second attempt at fighting Galamsey will also fail. Their first attempt failed. And that is contained in the report of Frimpong Boateng.
Yeah.
The second attempt, I was invited at the International Conference Center. I chaired the first session.
Okay.
I said, if they don't do ABC, it will also fail. And immediately we left it, we saw signs that it will fail.
It will fail. And truly we did.
Yeah, it did, yeah. We saw signs that it will fail. Because if the minister, your minister, the president appoints a minister to superintend over the lands and natural resources sector, exercising delegated power, and then the minister says that, look, working with the Minerals Commission says that, well, we have not given Wind to me a license to mine in the Nimure forest. And so he's there illegally. He must pack and leave that place immediately. He's doing an illegal activity. Your minister says that. And the president subsequently says what?
He goes to exonerate him and says that he's not.
So even if a minister is contradicted by his president, it means there's a diminution in his powers.
Exactly.
If I were the minister,
exactly, I would have resigned. Because since from that very moment, no one will respect the office of the minister, knowing very well that you don't even have the clouds. The president will come and expose you and tell you that whatever you are saying or doing doesn't carry.
You don't know what you are saying.
Exactly.
You don't know what you are saying.
In fact, that is exactly so. Yeah, you don't know what you are saying.
Yeah,
that's what it means.
Yeah, that would have resigned.
That's worrying.
Yeah.
You know, it even brings to mind the issue of Kids Jemfua. Sometimes we also pretend to be fighting it. For instance, with Kids Jemfua, I stand to be corrected, but I don't think there was any investigation done on her, other than her equipment being burnt. But the fact that you burn equipment doesn't mean that you have dealt with the issue.
First of all, under what authority did they burn the equipment?
That's the point.
So that goes to confirm that they were only pretending to fight.
To pretend to fight, exactly.
Because there's a comprehensive legal regime regulating how to deal with equipment in the small scale, confiscated in the small scale mining sector. There's a comprehensive legal regime. So, and that legal regime did not envisage burning of equipment. Because what you are trying to deal with is environmental pollution and damage. If you are burning equipment, what are you doing?
Oh, you are even adding to it. You are adding to the whole thing. You know, that is it. But Honorable, there's also one thing. We have just about 5 more minutes or less than 5 minutes to wrap up. The LI 2462, which permits mining in forest reserves. What is the state of it? Are we still operating it, or what has happened?
So what happened was that, so first of all, the LI 2462 is an LI that derives its legitimacy from a parent act of the Environmental Protection Agency. It's not a part of the Minerals and Mining Act.
Okay.
Somehow, because it has to do with mining, anytime we are talking about it, we are talking about
gain popularity.
It derived its powers or legitimacy from the parent act, Act 708 as amended. No, it's from the... so you can't mine in forest areas, especially protected areas of Ghana, unless you are given permission. There's no, so it's not a foolproof ban. You can create an exception, and the exception is if the president allows it.
Exactly. Purely on what, discretion?
Yes, it's on discretionary basis. And the advice is just that it's just to be advised by the
Council of State?
No,
or who?
the Forestry Commission.
Forestry Commission, okay.
That's the Forestry Commission. So that's
really interesting. Forestry Commission headed by someone appointed by the president.
Listen, you are smart.
How can that be?
So you see, so I went for a conference, a seminar, and I said, oh, But you see why this thing is happening. Because the Forestry Commission chief executive is headed by a political appointee of the president.
Yes.
The Minerals Commission is headed by a political appointee of the president.
That's right.
And the Water Resources Commission is headed by, and then you say that you must have a permit from the Forestry Commission. So the president calls the chief executive of the Forest Commission. What are you doing with this man's application? Then you find the person shivering, and you would
exactly. What I mean, practically, how can that be possible? You know.
So again, we must look at the regulatory institutions.
Isn't it possible that we can just scrap it, revoke it?
No. We must look at the regulatory institutions. Who do we want to be there? So, Professor Brown Eisen, or what's his name? Brown.
Yeah, Brown. Yes.
She's now at the Forestry Commission.
Yes.
And she is a very credible person. Understands her mandate and the remit of her authority. So if somebody comes and she is not indeed in favor of that activity taking place in that area where the mining is to happen, she must be able to say, no, Mr. President, advise Mr. President, this activity, if it does take place where they say it should take place, it will cause us catastrophic damage.
If the president still
the president will
no.
not say. I mean, I have an experience with the president.
We've had presidents.
Whereas, but this John Mamba will not say no. Let them go there, because I've had experience, and I'm talking on experience.
On experience, very well. Honorable. Lastly, as we wrap up, can you be kind enough to give us practical steps in ensuring that the fight against Galamsey is successful?
Practical?
Yes.
Primary responsibility, law and order. Don't deploy the military or police for a very long time. I have issues with them too.
Right.
Because the law says that they have to account for all seizures when they raid the small-scale mining sector. I'm yet to see them report the recovery of gold.
Oh my goodness!
I've never seen them say that they have found gold. Anytime they raid those areas,
that's the end of it.
That's the end. I don't find that they say. So I have challenges accepting that all these years that they have been raiding the small-scale mining sector and miners, they have never found gold. So don't keep them there for a long time.
Okay.
2.
That's the third one.
The first one.
The first is
law enforcement.
Enforcement, okay.
Number 2, identify stakeholders.
Okay.
And work with the stakeholders.
Okay.
Number 3, there's no, and the stakeholders must include the chiefs.
Right.
And people in fringe communities, in the communities where mining takes place. Because there are waters that they are spoiling.
Yeah.
3, the district chief executives, the Minister of Local Government must be a key part of this fight. Because the district chief executive is the highest political authority.
Sure.
And the president must give them KPIs in the mining areas. 4, there must be education. Those who have gotten licenses to mine also engage in illegality. They mine not in accordance with the terms and conditions of their license. So if a person acquires a license and is not mining in accordance with the terms and conditions of his license, is mining illegally. So there must be education.
That's right.
That is why I commend the ministry for their launch of responsible mining and skills development.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's right.
That will ensure. So there must be education. 4 or 5.
Yeah.
What is driving the miners into, or people into illegal small-scale mining, is that they go to borrow money.
Okay.
And when they apply for licenses and the issuance of the licenses delay, they are pushed because immediately they take the money, interest accrues.
Yeah.
So the gold board must be looking at an arrangement that will incorporate the needs of legal small-scale miners for finance.
Right. Okay.
So they pre-finance their activities and buy from them.
Okay. Right. Thank you so much. So these are the 5 solid policies I'm hoping that the ministry and the various entities will listen to and adhere to. This is just the beginning of a new conversation, and that is happening as a result of the aftermath of the plane crash. Remember, they were in line of duty and had to do with the fight against Galamsey. Honorable, thank you so much for making time.
So they were environmental stewards, I would say.
Exactly.
So they were going there to help the people to mine and protect the environment at the same time.
That's right.
We honor them if we carry on the fight.
That's right. And we'll surely carry on the fight. Having you and others around will do so. Viewers, this is where time will allow us. We want to say a big thank you to our guest, Honorable Inusa Fuseni, who has been a constant friend to this platform, always contributing where he needs to, and even calling into the program where he needs to. And we really appreciate him for that. This is still your transformative program, Politics and Beyond. I'm your host, Emmanuel Wilson Jr. So we meet again next week to discuss another topical conversation, or have another interesting topical conversation. All I can say for now is good night.